Hatchet Man with the breaking news. What do you got, David?
Jeff Passan and others are tweeting out Major League Baseball and the players reached an tentative agreement on a new CBA. Baseball's back, so now we just wait on the details and if they can get 162 in. We'll see.
Whoa, wait a minute. The owners said when they canceled games, they weren't made up. They just canceled the first 2 weeks of the season.
But part of the negotiations where they can try to find a way to get 162 still in. So we'll see what happens with
All right,
that.
so what
needs
was
to be ratified by both parties.
All right,
Correct.
What was accomplished today? Because obviously when I'm hosting a radio show, I can't sit here and did the international draft get approved?
That was agreed to at about noon. They agreed to it, so they kept talking and then went back to CBT talk.
Okay.
And then they came to an agreement on that because reports I was looking at last night, they weren't too far off. They were about $12 million off when it came to that between players and owners.
All right, I'll reserve, I need to see it ratified. But I'll reserve comment until I see the entire thing laid out because I don't know what we're doing here. And they haven't declared an opening day yet. What is the hypothetical opening day on this agreement?
Well, I kept seeing things during the day.
April 14th, looks
yes,
like.
Correct. So if they came to an agreement today, it would have been April 14th.
Okay. Listen, I like baseball. I understand a lot of people, eye roll. They don't care. I get it. And I'm not telling you that you should be thrilled that it even got to this point. But I am happy because I have been very negative and I've been very, very concerned you wouldn't be seeing baseball till mid to late May. This would represent some awareness on both sides. Now, depending on what was negotiated, that will dictate my happiness because here's the issue. If the players got taken to the woodshed again, it just means we're going to be in another labor dispute in a couple of years.
I think that's pretty much what it was, Mike. Probably a Band-Aid, but as you say, I'm still trying to see exactly what happened. But, yeah, if you started April 14th,
you can get the extra 14 games in, but it's going to be what people don't want, which is the 7-inning doubleheaders.
And
that's just not what people – I don't think people like it.
Well, that along with serious pitch counts.
What?
I'm just saying because you're not really having the spring training. So
well, hold on. Now, technically, what's today's date?
The 10th of March.
You can do a month-long spring training. You can do a full spring training. We can get that done. Which now it doesn't mean the first month of the season still is 5-inning starts because you know how this goes. Couple turns through the rotation, they're careful. The concern for the slow starts, the pitch count stuff was where owners wanted to ramrod a 2.5 week or 3 week spring training. Players wanted the full deal. That would seem to be if your opening day is not till April 14th and this thing actually gets ratified, you're going to get players, because here's what needs to happen in the next few days. Free agency still has to finish. That's true. Guys like Freddie Freeman need to figure out where their life is going to be. Is he getting a deal or not?
For you at first base, Freddie.
Okay. But, there are big-name free agents you could pull up. I think Nick Castellanos is still a free agent.
Correct. Yep.
And, that's a stud right-handed bat. There are big-name free agents that are out there. So
I shouldn't worry about the soft tissue injuries and things like that because
what am I, Dr. James Anderson?
Yeah,
I don't know.
I'm asking you, man. You know.
I would say as long as there is a legitimate standard spring training, no.
Okay.
But let's see this thing get passed, and I need to see what's in it. My biggest issue, if I were a player, is twofold. I don't think the luxury tax matters the way the players do because no one's crossing the luxury tax. How many teams cross the CBT threshold? 2?
Maybe 2.
Okay, so it's something that 95% of the league doesn't approach. It's why what Chris Ilitch did made no sense. Chris, we know you're never spending the luxury tax. Why are you voting no on it? The players wanting the higher threshold and thinking that will allow owners to spend, I think that's a big nothing burger.
Well, let me give you this because it may, when we see the full vote when it comes to the players, the report here was that 8 of the executive board members, that's with the players union here, voted against it. But there were 30 teams that needed to, of course, you need 20 of the 38 to vote for it,
Whoa,
approve it.
22 to 8?
And I'm not sure what the final vote was, but it was coming in slowly, and they were saying that the player reps were coming against the executive board.
Yeah.
So they might be thinking like you and saying, why are we sitting here
Well, and again, the
fighting over
players
CBT?
and the players don't want an international draft.
Correct. Talking here, we're doing radio here, Kenny.
What just happened that Kenny
He's just-
yelled boom and a fist pump?
this Nevada game.
Oh my God. Kenny.
They're on like a 7-0 run, man. This is awesome.
I got to tell you something. There is a part of me. I almost want to fly Kenny to Vegas just for the theater of it. Just to see
I would make it back.
Kenny in his March Madness virginity would be gone, and just to see the devastation to Kenny's life.
Kenny, Vegas, gambling, and booze.
Yeah, if you guys want to become babysitters, this would be your chance.
That's all.
Oh, you mean
buddy.
what? You're coming out again? Yeah, 2 a.m. in an Uber with you. Let me tell you something about smooth jazz. Just please let me
Skaggs.
According to Jeff Passan, players can report to spring training camps as early as tomorrow. Opening day is expected to be April 7th.
So they're going back
They're
to
going back.
According to Jesse Rogers.
Yeah.
fascinating.
Yeah, I was going to say Andy Martino, who covers the Yankees and the Mets for SNY, did tweet out about 40 minutes ago that the GMs were getting a call tonight. So that's why people were getting positive, knowing that the GMs are having a call tonight, setting things up for free agency and spring training.
I'd love to talk to the people about it. I mean, I'm not going to lie to you and say that I'm not excited. I like sports, and I do a sports show for a living. But there is a bad taste in my mouth. I do have a high degree of disdain for the owners in baseball in a way that I don't dislike other owners of other sports the way I dislike baseball owners.
Final vote of the 8 on the executive subcommittee and the 30-player reps, 26 to 12 in favor of the new agreement.
Mm-hmm.
All right, show me the Carfax. Now I got to see what's in it. What did the players accomplish with this? Because I'll tell you, the CBT was not what I'd be fighting for. It would have been some form of price floor. It would have been the arbitration rights. It would have been the service time manipulation. And I got to be honest, if they gave up the right for an international draft, which I don't know why they'd give that up, it better be a big win on something else for them. I'm not asking you to decode it. Just let it all happen. No, because it's a ball breaker, and I don't want to see you stress out. This is so complex. And here's the deal. How many of our listeners care? They don't care about the details. No. Here's what they care about. 4-foot dacqueries, and do I get to see Spencer Torkelson?
Fair enough.
Well, and let me give you this, though. This was a owners given to the players. So, but I will give you this. The owners need 23 of 30 to ratify it. If it's their deal going to get approved by the player, they're pretty much already approved.
I'd like to believe it would be 30 to nothing for solidarity purposes.